Yo, what's good, boys and girls, if we have them? Angie was here last time. There's actually a lot to talk about today. Definitely gonna get into Kevin Durant, but I want to address some things that happened today. Not today, yesterday. Charlie Kirk, man, RIP to dude. RIP to Charlie Kirk, man. He got shot abruptly yesterday, and two daughters and a wife just lost a man in their life, man, and it's always sad to see that happen. And yeah, man, I mean, it's just that's pretty upsetting what happened to Charlie Kirk, man. So I want to definitely mention that real quick before we get into anything. And just, it's just sad. It's sad what happens. It's sad what this world brings. But again, whatever evil that has been meant for any of us, God will turn for good. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen and see what can unfold, to see what can come from this, right? Because no matter what, God is in the works, right? So, man, it's just really sad. Just really sad what happened. He seemed like one of those people that definitely didn't just use Christianity and even the Bible just as a building block for his own fame and success. It really seemed like he was really genuine with his faith, right? So I appreciate, I respect him a lot, and it's really sad. It's really sad. It's really sad to see, somebody go like that. So, RIP and respect to him and his family, man. And I'm actually going to read a passage real quick, right? And it's Proverbs 24:17. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles. Right? And that needs to be said a lot, mainly because I'm not going to hold you. And this is for either side. No matter which side you're on, right or left, as Christians, we're not even, and if you're going to sit here and claim to yourself be a Christian, you should not be happy or even rejoice in any type of news like this to ever be happening. Even if somebody didn't pass away, if they're somehow have to fail and stumble in their life, we are not to sit here and rejoice in that, right? We feel sorry that bad things have to happen to people in order for them to learn. Jeremiah was a prophet who wept for his nation, mainly because his nation was going to fall because of the evil atrocities that they were doing. So let's not sit here and rejoice and be glad that bad things happen to people that we are against. You feel me? So let's keep that in mind. All right. I want to put that out there because there's a lot of weird people out there, man. A lot of weird people out there. And I don't like some of the conversations that's happening. But God's gonna move, God's gonna work, man. But definitely want to bring that up there and just talk about that real quick. RIP to Charlie Kirk and his family. But yeah, let's get into the next portion of this, which is Kevin Durant's war on Twitter. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention on Twitter, but this guy KD's been on a run recently on Twitter, bro. Let me show y'all this real quick, bro. He's just been on a crazy tear, and it's really wild what he's been going on. This started like maybe a few weeks ago. I'm on his Twitter right now. And even today, like it's like every day he tweets something new, man. Every day he tweets something new. Kevin Durant. So actually, if you guys didn't know, and let me take this off the screen real quick because I do want to mention this. Adam Silver and we need to clip this actually. Adam Silver just announced something recently talking about basically the NBA viewers having an opportunity to watch games for free. This man, Adam Silver, said, you know what? Basketball has always been a highlight thing. Y'all can just watch the highlights. Not gonna lie, that's insane to say. That's insane for any commissioner to say. That is insane for any leader of an organization to say. To basically tell your fan base, screw y'all, screw what you think. Watch the highlights. Just go ahead and watch the highlights. I mean, there is some truth to that. Majority of the fan base in the NBA, majority of them just watch the highlights anyway, and then they come up with opinions. So I understand that aspect of it, but that is still, as a leader of this organization and as a really the main lead guy, you just can't be saying things like that. That's just crazy to me, for me to actually see an NBA commissioner do and say. So Adam Silver's on some, I'm not gonna lie, he's on some nonsense. And I'm not gonna lie, Adam Silver's a bit on the hot seat for me, right? The second apron nonsense is bogus. Not only with the second apron nonsense, you were the guy who really allowed super teams to happen in the NBA, right? So a lot of people get hate on you. You get hate a lot for that. That's one. Two, your solution, and players even agreed, was the second apron, which a lot of people are seeing it's actually pretty bogus. It's pretty bad for the league. So now we're like, bro, it seems like you can't do anything right, and all your solutions are really just backfiring on you. So Adam Silver's on some nonsense right now. I'm not gonna lie, he is on some nonsense right now. But the reason I bring that up is mainly because to show this point here with Kevin Durant, they're asking his opinion on the Adam Silver comment about NBA fans watching stuff for free. And no, this is 4 hours ago. Then don't pay. Watch the highlights. LOL. They are free. Bro, and KD, when you go all over his Twitter, bro, he's just been going at it with these fans, bro. Like all the time. So what's it called? I'm a KD fan, and everyone is spot on about this. He wants to go 10 for 18, even if he beats his team, even if his team needs him to shoot 22 to 25 shots. He will not do it. He wants to be efficient, even if it doesn't help the team. Man, you have to stop. Just say what just say you want me to say, F my teammates, and shoot 40 shots a night. All right, let's unwind on this real quick, right? Because I don't understand how people are getting this opinion about Kevin Durant. One, people really criticizing KD for only shooting 18 to 20 shots a game and shooting them effectively. Like one of the most efficient players we've ever seen in our lifetime. And people are upset. Like, it seems like you can never make anybody happy who's got autism, boy. Salute to you. It seems like, especially in today's generation, you can't do anything good. If you're like Kobe, right, and you take a lot of shots, you get criticized for taking too many shots. Even though this is exactly what they want him to do. You're the best guy. Your players can't get it done. Guess what? Take all the shots. But if Kobe takes all the shots, guess what he gets called? A ball hog, a selfish player, a bad guy. Now you got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a guy that doesn't take a lot of shots, makes them at a very extremely effective rate, efficient rate. And now he gets criticized for what? For not taking shots. The NBA fan base is so toxic, fam. I'm not going to lie. It's the most toxic fan base I've ever seen in my whole entire life, because no matter what, there is no pleasing anybody. There is no pleasing anybody when it comes to this sport. They just don't even enjoy the sport anymore. People are really criticizing KD for not taking majority shots, and then at the same time, they're criticizing Kobe for taking too many. That don't make sense. And especially Kevin Durant. Bro, Kevin Durant, to me, and he even said it in some of his tweets later, he was like, he takes enough bad shots throughout the game if they're down, and he needs to heave up a shot. But most of the time, that doesn't happen a lot. So it's like Kevin Durant is a player where he's probably, him and Curry are two of the most plug-and-play players where they don't take up a lot of shots from anyone else. They don't take control of the ball too many from anybody else. And they're literally they're guys who I think they can play with anybody. KD can play with LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Shaq. He can play with anyone and it'd be seamless. Same thing with Stephen Curry. LeBron James, LeBron and Shaq, You got to make some things happen there. It's still going to be great, but it's not as seamless as like a KD and LeBron. Magic and Braun is not as seamless as a Magic and Curry. I mean, a Magic and KD. It's just hard because the archetype, it doesn't fit each other like that. KD and Curry, they're two of the guys that really can fit seamless with anybody, mainly because they're so efficient and they don't need to take that many shots to be efficient and to affect the game at a great level. So KD and how he's able to play basketball and his skill set in that case, that's one of his strong suits. And people online on Twitter are criticizing him for that. That doesn't make sense, fam. That doesn't make sense. And I don't understand the logic behind it. To me, I just don't. And then, oh man, this guy he's been beefing with on Twitter for a while. Hold up, wait, let me get this video out. This Jacob guy, crazy. My name is Jacob. We know y'all been buddy for a long time and been working out together, but why you capping? Like they're talking. Oh, let me go back down actually, because KD. Let me get this. So he brought up. No. He brought up, this doesn't get talked about enough, but prime Durant cleared prime Braun. The media and fans never had this conversation because when KD was destroying the Cavs in the finals, Braun was ducking by switching his teammates. But I'm not going to lie, that is true. So he's talking about that. And then he talked about, I agree, they work out in the summers together. Kyrie hated that because he had that old school dog in him and think part of the reason he left the Cavs was because of that. Never be buddy after being beat by them made no sense. And then KD chimed in out of nowhere randomly. Kyrie didn't even know he would be a Cavalier when me and Braun worked out that year. Just leaving the facts there. He's talking about this video right here. Then Jacob, let's not do that. Then Jacob, where's he at? I'm trying not to get this joint kicked out. Where's it at? I just had it. All right. And then that's when Jacob replied with this response here. We know y'all been buddy for a long time and been working out together, but why you capping? So y'all didn't work out in the summer of 2017 after they beat the Cavs, right? So he's showing him that video. And then he says, I have the footage, my guy. It's just weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's just so weird. And then this guy over here talks about not playing in the same gym as guys you're supposed to be better than. And then he said, you're not a hooper, you wouldn't understand. KD's just been on the Twitter streets for a minute, bro. He's been on the Twitter streets, and he's been really going at it with these guys. There's so many things he's been doing in the last week or so, right? So it's wild. But the thing he's getting criticized of there, right? The what you call it, the working out and stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what are we doing? And this is the fan base stuff I'll be talking about, where you can't sit here and say, okay, these guys as NBA athletes, what do they need to do? They need to make themselves the best possible player that they can, do whatever means necessary, right? At the same time, bro, you got these, I'm fine with these NBA players working out in the offseason together because iron sharpens iron, fam. You being around the best players, playing against the best players, even as a hooper, that makes you better as a player, especially when you're doing it in the offseason. You don't get better by playing against talent or practicing against talent that's not up to par. You get better by playing, especially in the offseason, playing against that talent in those runs, in the local gyms. That's how you get better. So KD and even Braun getting criticized for doing that, it doesn't make sense. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, when I used to wrestle, and then every wrestlers that I talk to, you know, coming up now, you know, go to camps, go travel, do tournaments in the off season, go against the best guys in your county and in your state. You want to know why you do all of that? Because that makes you better. But you got people over here criticizing KD and Braun for doing that when they're adding on to their game by doing that, bro, like, where's the athlete in you? If people are going to sit here and talk about I'm an athlete and everything, and I'm this and I'm that, you should completely understand the want and the desire to go play with some of the best players in the world to get your game better. What are we talking about, fam? Autism boy, shout out to you, man. Kevin Durant or Tim Duncan, which NBA player was better? I guess you'll go with Duncan in that aspect. But KD's crazy too. But I mean, they're both top 10. But I would lean more with Tim Duncan, right? Tim Duncan was cold. So the NBA fan base is going through a moment right here where I'm not gonna lie, and we could clip this. The NBA fan base is ruining basketball. It has. I don't want to hear nothing about I don't want to hear nothing about the players ruining basketball. I don't want to hear nothing about the what's it called? The reporters, Stephen A. Smith's ruining basketball. I don't want to hear nothing about anyone else ruining basketball. You want to know who's ruining basketball? You want to know who's killing the product? It's the NBA fans. It really is. They are a big part. They are a big part of the reason. I think everyone plays a part. All right, let me rephrase this. Everyone plays a part in messing up the brand of basketball and the enjoyment of basketball right now. Everyone has played a part in messing it up. But the NBA fan base doesn't really take accountability for how much they ruin it. They really do. To the guys over here trying to be freaking Albert Einsteins, trying to be the next Socrates of basketball, and they don't even get paid for it. You got people so online all the time over here trying their hardest to do all this research and all these stats and all these numbers to prove a point, when in actuality it doesn't mean anything. And you got so many people in the NBA fan bases, they're so more focused on being right in a scenario, being correct in a scenario, and just being smarter than everyone else in the room, rather than just enjoying the sport for what it is. What happened to enjoying the sport? People don't enjoy the sport of basketball anymore. People don't enjoy the sport of basketball, enjoy the sport of just the NBA and the publicity and the routine of it. They just don't do it. It's really missing in our culture today. And that's something that they didn't have in the past. Guess what? Back in the past, if you have personal biases towards a team, if you have personal biases towards a player, and that's why you helped them up to a certain level, guess what? It was cool. It was okay. Do it. That's what the NBA is an entertainment league. The NBA is an entertainment league. It is made for us to enjoy and to be entertained. When did this come into, when did this turn into, we got to look at the true shooting of this guy at this point in games, and then how did he compare it to, top 5 defenses of this and this and that, and then, that's the only way he can ever be on this level. Man, shut up. I'm so tired of these talks. Man, I'm a fan. I ain't no basketball guru. I'm not gonna lie. My whole entire time, I'm gonna open up here. My whole entire time, bro, of like talking basketball for the last few years, it grew to a point I just didn't enjoy it anymore. And because it's like, bro, a lot of these conversations, it's not even enjoyable. We're talking about, bro, we're trying to talk like that. We're studying for the SATs, bro. I don't care about that. I'm going to enjoy the sport. Let's have personal biases. Let's be a fan of the sport. Let's hold our favorite players to a high regard. Screw it, man. It's ruined. Y'all not enjoying the sport of basketball. You got people out there saying, yeah, 1v1's not real basketball. And LeBron James even said that himself. And people agreeing with that. I don't know what people are talking about. 1v1, some of the funnest. I actually enjoy watching 1v1 basketball on YouTube a lot more sometimes than watching NBA games. The issue with basketball fan base right now, y'all aren't basketball fans. Y'all are just NBA fans. Let's call a spade a spade. Y'all are not basketball fans. Y'all are NBA fans. When you sitting here saying, man, I can't talk about nothing that's not 5-on-5. Man, I can't talk about 1v1s. I can't talk about 3v3s. I can't talk about the Euro League like that and what they're doing and use that as a measuring stick to try to see how good a player is. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, where's your love for the sport of basketball? It's more than just the NBA, and it's more than what people can just do in the NBA. And that's why Kevin Durant, on really his run on Twitter and everything, that's a big part of the reason why he's even going on this run. You got so many people online that they're just fans. They're literally just fans, and they want to act so self-righteous in their train of thought. Listen, I'm going to be honest here. I don't think I'm always right. I have an opinion. My opinion you could disagree with. My opinion, you could think I'm wrong. And if you want to call me stupid, call me stupid. I really don't care. I honestly don't. You won't respect my opinion because of this? Guess what? Cool. I don't care. I seriously don't. But guess what? My opinion is my opinion, and you're going to hear it. Simple as that. But I'm not going to sit here and act as if someone else's opinion, I'm so self-righteous in my own train of thought that this guy who has a different opinion of mine is just, so much beneath me. You got a lot of that going on in the NBA circles right now, and I just don't like it, and I just don't enjoy it. I think it's weird. I think it's disingenuous, and I think you're taking away the enjoyment of the sport. You really are. And basketball is really not being enjoyed right now. And that's why a big part of that's another thing where the people that get the most love right now are still the older players. It's still your LeBron. It's still Steph's. It's still even Kyrie. It's still the older players are still running the league right now. They still are. And it's so when they really go, I don't know what's going to happen to the NBA. I think the NBA is going to really struggle a lot. They really need these guys, these young guys, to really emerge. But we need the NBA fans in particular because it's always on the fans. It's always on the consumer. In any type of business you have, the consumer always makes and break you. And they are the ones that dictate the rules. The consumers are the ones that dictate the rules. Honestly, it really does. Especially when you're working in an entertainment industry or retail industry, anything like that, they make the rules. So you got to follow the rules as a business. Y'all make the rules, and right now, I'm looking from the business side. I don't even know how to please y'all. I don't know how you can please the NBA fan base. I can see how the NFL can please their fan base. But the NBA, you guys are never happy. You guys are never happy about anything. You got KD over here getting criticized for not taking shots, but then Kobe gets criticized for taking too many shots. How can we please y'all? How? 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 How can we please y'all? How can the NBA execs please you guys? I don't know how. Then what it used to be, okay, if you won a lot, cool. That's how you please them. Now if a guy wins a lot, guess what? You guys crapping on the guys that wins a lot too. But not only that, the guy who's getting great numbers and performing well, but not winning, guess what? He gets crapped on for not winning. I don't know. Yo, Chad, listen, I'm just being honest here. And this is really the true dilemma that the NBA is going through. They don't know how to please their fan base because the fan base is just flip-flopping all over the place. And they have a problem with literally everything. So I have no clue. I have no clue how the NBA is going to fix this. I really don't. It's insane. It's really insane. And the NBA community is insane. And it's fun to talk about. It is fun I think it's hilarious and funny to talk about. I think it's a funny thing. But bro, Yo, yo, shout out to Clutch, man. People online play 2K too much until it became about who is better at analyzing data and not the game itself. Yeah, man. Yeah, like if you can't find the enjoyment of watching ones and seeing the skill that they're using and the footwork that they're using and the degree of difficulty and how they're angling their bodies and angling their shots to be able to get through. If you can't find enjoyment in those workouts and those runs, man, you got to evaluate your real love for the sport, man. I love watching ones. I love watching 3v3s. They had the big three joint with an Ice Cube League. Man, that joint was fire. They got Mike Beasley out there and Larry Nance cooking up, bro. And then the EuroLeague right now, Luka is cooking in the EuroLeague, bro. Like, they got him. The defense is overrated, but they got him talking about best defense. Like, bro, all of this. And you should use that. What he's doing in the EuroLeague, you should use that as a staple of, yo, how good is this guy really is? Because I guess this could be a different segment right here. But there are so many players in the league that are so talented right now. And there's a lot of talented players that aren't even in the NBA. Kendrick Nunn, perfect example of this. Kendrick Nunn is a guy that he came to Miami. He was on Miami. He got a bit of burn, and he was able to perform. He was able to perform for us pretty well. Guess what happened? Went to Lakers. He was getting hurt. The ball got away from him because, one, he was battling through injuries. And two, when you're playing with LeBron James and then you have Austin Reeves coming through, it's only so much ball to go around. He couldn't really find his footing. Then he goes overseas, man, and that man is cooking. I'm talking like MVP numbers. And people will tell me and say, people are really going to say, oh, man, I didn't think he really had this, man. He wasn't really like, no, he always had that. The thing is, especially in the NBA, you don't have a lot of opportunities. You don't. You really don't. There are some talented players that if they are given the opportunity, they can sit here and give you 20 to 25 a night while they're averaging 5 points right now on the bench. There are really some players like that where if they really just got the opportunity, they could really show you what they can do. Well, Patrick Beverley and Gilbert Arenas said it best. They said it best. I seen a little clip that they had. When you get into the NBA, it's not about how good you are. How good can you adjust? Patrick Beverley was in high school dropping 40. He was dropping 40, dog. He was dropping 40 points. He was the man, the main man. Guess what? He wasn't dropping no 40 a night when he got into the league. This man had to adjust his game. Change your role, adjust. If you got any young hooper out there, bro, and I'm not talking like I'm this basketball guy. Like I'm like this, like I'm some hooper. You feel me? But basically from the advice that I see from the athletes and who's actually done this, you need to, if you got one thing to learn to adjust. Learn to adjust. Because majority of the NBA players, majority of any athlete that's looking to be in the NBA, majority of y'all are not going to be the star. 90% of y'all are not going to be the main guy. So you should be working your game and basing your game off of something that you can adjust with defense, with some passing, effort, plays, hustle. They love that, and a consistent shot. Those are all key contributors to being a valuable role player. PJ Tucker, perfect example. That man been in the league for so long. I don't know if he still has a job now, but man, he got signed. He's always gonna have a job. You want to know why? Because he knows he has a role and he fills it. That's all you got to do, man. That's what you have to adjust. But that's where, when in the NBA right now. And that's why when we really talk and really get to the nitty-gritties of like who's better, player A or player B, if we're going to be all honest here and actually have some humility, the higher you go up in terms of the talent of players, the more and more it becomes impossible for you to really decide who's better, player A or player B. There's not one distinct way. There's not one distinct way to objectively prove that player A is better than player B. There's not one, not a single way. One, I'll give you an example. Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Garnett, or Anthony Davis and Dirk Nowitzki. How many times will people say that Dirk Nowitzki is better than Anthony Davis? Maybe a lot of people. But then let's say KG versus Dirk. A lot of people will say KG is better than Dirk Nowitzki because rebounds, pass, defends, all at a higher level than Dirk. Really, the only thing he does better than him is score. You could apply that same logic with AD. But then a lot of people don't use that because they talk about how great of a scorer Dirk is and how that supersedes that. Same thing with CP3 and Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry's offense supersedes all of the things that CP3 brings to the game, right? That's the logic a lot of people go with. But you can't use that same logic for everybody. That same logic doesn't apply for every single person across the table. It just doesn't. Because there's some people who's just very good offensively, but this other guy, everything he does so much better. It's just LeBron James, for example. That's another one. LeBron James supersedes that. So there's different reasons to classify LeBron. And the reason for that is all these players bring something different. And there's different reasons we bring. And there's different reasons we have to justify a player A being better than player B because all these players bring something different. So that's why I say the higher and higher you go, it really becomes more and more impossible to determine who's better. Because these players bring so many different things to the game. You cannot apply the same logic to everybody. Majority of the times you just can't. You just can't. You cannot. You need to use different logic and different train of thoughts, which then eventually you will contradict yourself in a way. Some way, shape, or form, you will eventually contradict yourself. The same logic, are you saying KG better than Dirk or Hakeem Olajuwon better than Dirk? Guess what? You don't use that same logic for Dirk not being better than Anthony Davis. Just don't. Well, you can use the same thing with David Robinson and Dirk, you know? It's just weird. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. So that's why when it comes to the self-righteousness of the NBA fan base and the self-righteousness and the pride and then the whole, oh, yeah, I'm the smartest guy in the room in the NBA circles right now, man, I'm going to be honest, I'm good off that stuff, bro. I'm really good. You can miss me with that. I'm not going to be in those talks like that. Honestly, I want to talk basketball and I want to enjoy the conversation. And if we are getting to some heated debate, majority of the time, if I'm in a heated debate, it's just because I'm having fun with it. I don't care who's right. I'm having fun. I think sometimes debating is fun. I like the banter between the two, but you can't let it cross a line, you know? It's fun. But when I see that, you know, it's less about really just having fun dialogue, that people really trying to go at it. I'm not going to lie. I'm changed, bro. I'm killing that right there. I'm good. Bro. I really am. I'm good off that. But listen, man, like the video, subscribe, man. Check out Kretschman Media, man, through the page, bro. That's all I got for today, man. And yeah, I think everyone needs to take a severe look on their own, you know, contributions to the NBA community. And just enjoy the sport more. Just enjoy the sport. Stop arguing. Y'all argue all the time. Y'all argue every day. Stop arguing. Majority of what y'all say don't even matter. It's a sport made for entertainment. Shut up. Y'all be easy, man. Salute. Peace out. I'll see y'all another time, bro.